But yes, I have something else to talk about as well. How far did you get in Squid Game?
Hey. Huh?
How far did you get in Squid Game?
What's that? I truthfully lost interest after the 4th episode.
That's interesting. Well, what was the 4th episode? Was that the tug of war?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I didn't jump into it right away, and I didn't fall into the hype of it. And I have a comment, or I guess a rule that I stick with when it comes to new and release streaming stuff.
Yeah.
Unless I've had previous info and I've been looking forward to it and sourcing it prior to release, I'll watch it when it releases. If it's something new and I hear it gets a lot of hype and I'm building, I usually tend to believe, or at least have the philosophy of, if it's great, you'll probably hate it. And that's usually the common thread that whenever people like I keep getting a lot of recommendations to watch, and I feel like stuff gets overhyped. And this is something that got way overhyped, at least in my circle of friends, or at least in the community that I talk to with this. But yeah, it introduced some cool new ideas, stuff I've kind of seen before.
Well,
nothing really brand spanking new, but it really seemed like it hodgepodged a lot of different concepts and ran with it. But I also understand there's some controversy to it as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to some of it. But yeah, I think it's interesting because my parents looked at it and their instant thought was, oh, so it's another take on Hunger Games. And I kept on being like, yeah, Hunger Games is another take on Battle Royale. You there?
Yeah. I think Yeah, okay. I am. I think, like, I can't remember the name, but I know I've seen an Italian horror where it was the rich putting the poor against each other in, like, contest for the death. This seems like just vaguely familiar, or just somebody just turned the dial up to 11 on Rat Race and, changed it from Las Vegas to, North Korea?
South Korea.
South Korea. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because the one character... Well, they might have gotten to it. One of the characters is defected from the North. But yeah, getting into all the politics of the North is where Kim Jong-un? I always get confused which one's the son and which one's the father. Yeah, I think Un is currently the leader.
I think it's
and then L was the father.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
yeah, he's the one who's Roma.
Yeah. But yeah.
I said he's the one who loved Hollywood movies, actually. His father, and I believe his son loves Hollywood too.
But yeah, I decided to start watching this because I heard I heard a lot of people saying it's a critique on capitalism. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm all for my critiques of capitalism. And yeah, this is steeped in fucking capitalism. I really dug it. I thought the ending, little bit of spoilers in case you decide to dive back in. The ending doesn't tie things up in a nice little bow like it could have. There's actually a couple points where the series could have literally started rolling credits and had it tied up in a nice little bow, but they stretched it out clearly just to set up a second season, which I'm not super excited for. Maybe it'll come back and it'll be better than the first, but I don't think so. I kind of feel like this is a one-off story. But getting to this one season, I really dug it. I like the idea of all these people who are desperately in debt, because we all know people who are desperately in debt. I've been in debt before, but God, these people are so in debt. Like, it puts my debt to shame.
And it's not that I didn't completely hate it. The story, like the elements of just, the people at their destitute of, like, just needing money. It's a very, very common thread. Almost anybody can relate to that. I don't know. I couldn't keep my attention.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That is one thing. Yeah. That's where was I going with this? My brain's going mushy. But
I don't know.
But I love, for me, it's like I just love how, like, these characters are desperate for money. We get the second episode where they return to the world. I feel like the second episode might be one of my least favorite, but at the same time, I also feel it's vital because that's the episode where like they're just back to life and it sucks, and they kind of decide, fuck it, let's go back to the Squid Game. Like in their position, I would never go back, but like especially the main character we're following, he just finds out that his mother essentially has been hiding the fact that she has diabetes and her leg is getting completely fucked up. So yeah, we have this collection of characters that come back, and most of the players that come back, like there was 201 with a majority voting to leave the game, and then like 187 came back, which was insane. But like we're talking about people in desperate debt, like translate, it's like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in debt for a lot of these characters. Like holy fucking shit! Like a lot of these characters have gangsters after them.
Yeah.
But I also love how the games kind of examine these characters, because they do some very seedy stuff. Obviously, we have our main character who, he does not come out of this pure, but he comes out of it the best of all the players. But all the players do shit that are bad, some worse than others. Now I think about the one character of Ali, maybe didn't do anything really bad. But for the most part, they're all kind of shitty, more or less. And what I love about is how it shows how capitalism and this drive for money does not bring out the best in humanity at all. All these people are disgusting and gross for the most part. The fact that like the players are some of the most sympathetic players, or some of the most sympathetic characters in the story, kind of distressing. Kind of.
They're also some of the most deplorable people in the whole show.
Yeah, well, yeah, you didn't get far enough to really get into the people behind the show, or the people behind the game. Oh boy. Yeah, those it gets fucked up. But yeah, Bobby's not as into it, but I was very much into it. I like this show. I don't say I dislike the ending, but I feel like I would have liked it so much more if it just gave the solid ending rather than stretching it out for a sequel. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's potential.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Where it ends up.
It's definitely a thing where it's like I don't see where they could ever like do a good follow up to this. Maybe they could. Maybe they have a plan. I'm not confident though.
Yeah, I don't think that they do.
But
I truthfully
don't. But there is a video that a YouTuber much bigger than either of us talked about, where he talks about Squid Game and has like one of the worst takes ever.
I don't